I think a lot of people spend their lives waiting for happiness to arrive, always chasing goals. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, emotionally, not being happy when you accomplish one, waiting for life to finally look the way that you imagined it would. And while they're waiting, they miss a lot of what's already good. I know because I did it for years. I want to share with you two stories. One about my career and one about my daughter's wedding. Completely different situations, same lesson, and honestly, it changed my life. And now, let's get into it. So before Yelp, I spent 17 years at AT&T, and to be fair, the company was good to me. I built a career there, and I learned a lot during my tenure. But if I'm being honest, I spent a lot of those years frustrated. At AT&T, leadership tends to have a habit of moving people where they think they would thrive. The people that move around the most are the ones that usually get promoted faster. So the problem for me was that the roles that they wanted me in, they weren't the ones that I wanted. I wanted sales leadership. So I wanted to lead teams, I wanted to prove myself in management, and I wanted a traditional path towards becoming a director of sales. Instead, leadership kept moving me towards sales operations. Now, here's the strange part. They weren't wrong. I actually did very well in those roles, but emotionally, I resisted them the entire time. See, I kept thinking, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. This isn't my path. This isn't reaching my full potential. So even when things were objectively going well internally, I was frustrated all the time. And eventually, after 17 years, the division that I worked in, the company sold it. And that entire organization was laid off. And honestly, that made the resentment worse. Because now I felt like I had spent years sacrificing for a company that never gave me the opportunity that I thought I personally deserved. So once I got back into the work field, I found a position over at Yelp, and I had a chip on my shoulder. And Yelp gave me that opportunity that I was looking for in sales. Now, the interesting part is that later on, leadership opportunities became available again. But at that point, something significantly had changed in me. I was thriving as an individual contributor. I was making more money than I ever had made before, over twice of what I was making at AT&T. And somewhere along the way, I stopped obsessing over the title. See, I started enjoying the work itself. I became more strategic, more intentional, more thoughtful. My wife tells me that there was a huge difference between who I was at AT&T and who I became at Yelp. So at AT&T, I was just doing the job. At Yelp, I became goal-oriented, present, grounded, is what she told me. Ironically, once I stopped emotionally chasing the validation that I thought I needed, my career exploded. In a good way, that is. I was repeated President Club awardee. I built incredible relationships with my fellow colleagues and clients, and I found confidence again. And eventually, I still ended up with that director title anyways. So today, I'm a senior elite strategic client director, but just now, just not in a way, I should say, that I originally imagined. And I started realizing something. For years, I had focused on what was missing. Then instead, I needed to appreciate what I had in front of me. I thought happiness would finally arrive once I matched the picture in my head. But peace didn't come from getting exactly what I expected. It came from appreciating what was already in front of me. So, let's transition to another part of my life. Several years later, I saw the same lesson show up somewhere completely different. My daughter's wedding. Like every father, he pictures that certain day. He imagines feeling present, proud, connected in that moment. But the entire wedding became driven by expectations. Not mine, what my daughter had. Everything that had to happen in a certain way. Everyone had to be where they were supposed to be. Every detail had to match the vision in her head. And honestly, I didn't enjoy the day that I thought I would. I spent most of the wedding frustrated. And for a long time, I carried resentment over that. So eventually, I realized something that was uncomfortable. I wasn't just frustrated with her expectations. I was trapped in my own. I'd created a version of that day in my head. And in reality, it didn't follow the script. The realization changed me. because I started noticing how often expectations quietly steal our ability to appreciate what's actually right in front of us. We do this with our careers. We do this with our marriage. We do this with money. We do this with retirement. We do it with our kids. We postpone peace until life actually becomes perfect. So now don't misunderstand me. I have goals. I still want growth. I still want to retire in a couple years. And I want to grow my travel business. I want to grow this channel. I want to succeed in life. Personally, I'm still unfinished, and that's how we got the name of this channel. But appreciation changed my life because it taught me something expectations never could. You could build a better future without refusing to enjoy the present. So, just today, my wife and I, we were having a little conversation about all the stress around selling our house. We're looking to downsize and buy another one so that I can retire. And for the first time in my life, I found something, I probably wouldn't have said 20 years ago. I told her, if it all falls apart, that's okay. See, we have a big, beautiful home. We already have a good life, cars that are eventually going to be paid off in a couple of years. Retirement is still coming. We still travel. We just got back from Europe. I still am going to build businesses. Life will still move forward. My peace no longer depends on whether every detail unfolds exactly the way that I imagined it would. So, in closing, here's what I want to leave you with. What expectation in your life is quietly preventing you from appreciating what you already have? Drop me a note in the comments below and give me a thumbs up if you like today's video. I'm Mario. This is the channel. Thank you for watching. And of course, as always, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.